Sorry.
Right, Honorable Mama Mbabazi, Your Eminence, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubaji. I've seen somebody there. Yes, that's why I included. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, Your Eminence. The Rector, Professor Jagenda Ismail. Ayu, Ambassador Dr. Sheikh Salongo. Al-Hajj Samudu. The press, I can't forget you because you are here to give us that extensive awareness of what is going on, and we are humbled that you are here. Right, Honorable, we are extremely humbled and exceedingly delighted that we are witnessing a milestone in the halal industry in Uganda. We started in 2010 as Uganda Halal Bureau, and the ground has been so rough for us to move on, because unlocking the potential of halal is not very easy, not only in Uganda but also globally. But as we talk now, I'm happy to report that we are slowly unlocking the ground. And very soon the potential is going to yield, and the results will be clearly seen by the government of Uganda under the wise leadership of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. We are happy that you are here. Actually, your physical presence here is a clear demonstration that you love halal. Extend our greetings to His Excellency and thank him so much for that. I say all this because we entered into an arrangement with the Islamic Development Bank. And the only way we could have that arrangement with them was to have clearance from the government of Uganda. We didn't have any problem. We got clearance from the Minister of Finance. We got clearance from Minister of Trade and also the Foreign Affairs. So that was very, very important on a private company like us. Little did we know that something big was coming up. And the something big that I'm talking of is what we are about to sign today. The halal ecosystem is very wide. The 4.1 trillion that has been talked of, that is just an ice in the bag. Because I know Uganda alone can move that very far. As we talk now, Uganda Halal Bureau is the only certification body in sub-Saharan Africa using standards. All other bodies are not using standards. And on this note, I'm thanking Uganda National Bureau of Standards because they elaborated the standards from the Organization of Islamic Conference, and they are customized to fit the Uganda status. Right, Honorable, I'm happy to note that all the standards are in place and Halal Bureau is trying to implement whatever that is being done. Right, Honorable, I'm also happy that IU is here with us. Actually, what you are going to say now started a long time ago. We were invited by IU at the foundation stone of the lab. We are happy that it is a very massive development. And we saw the foundation, we saw the layouts, and we hope as Halal Bureau that once that one comes in existence, we shall have overcome some of the challenges we are facing through. Because to have a product to pass halal, it must go through the lab. So if IU comes up with the lab in this ecosystem, we are very, very happy that it will make our exercise very, very easy. Members of the press, signing with Supreme Council, Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, is opening the structures of the Supreme Council to the Uganda Halal Bureau in the certification drive. So I'm happy that His Eminence has accepted and has been very cooperative since the day we started working with him. We know that he is a very busy man, but this is the second time that he's coming to this office in person to witness what is going on. So Your Eminence, Halal Bureau is very, very happy that you are here, and we assure you we shall not let you down. As a mother body, we believe that we can follow you closely, of course, under your wise guidance. We are ready to learn, and we are ready to work with you. Then lastly, in the interest of time, Right Honorable, Halal Bureau has so many things that is doing on ground. As we talk now, we don't certify, by the way, companies, Your Eminence. We certify only products. We have more than 300 products on the market. Enter any supermarket, and I'm happy to report we are controlling 90% of the products in the country, over 90%. So whatever product you see enter supermarket, you will see our logo, Uganda Halal Bureau. That is not a mean achievement for us. We are happy to thank Ambassador Semudu. At one time I met him somewhere, and I put him in a corner. I think I was going to Saudi, I was going somewhere, then we were on a plane. I said, my friend, where are the things? He told me, Secondly, don't worry. I'm working round the clock, and very soon things are going to be signed. I'm happy that really your dream of seeing this one happen has come true. I'm happy to thank you, Right Honorable, because this is not a mean achievement for us, and we assure you that as government of Uganda, we shall do whatever that it takes to see that we can move the industry to another level. I thank you. I thank you so much for that, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you so much.
I want to join the rest to thank His Excellency the President and to thank you once again. Where we are now, Right Honorable, the introduction was made for whoever is in this boardroom. We all listened to your opening remarks. We listened to the remarks of His Eminence, the Mufti, and his commitment and readiness. He showed that the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council is ready and willing to take on the accreditation role. We later listened to the remarks from Professor Jagenda, the rector IUIU, and Right Honorable, he already showed us that they started already working on the laboratories. So that shows that they are also committed and ready to play their role. We have also listened to Haji Sekandi representing Halal Bureau, and he has also showed his readiness to take the role of certification. Where we are, Right Honorable, all stakeholders went through this text, the final text which is before you, and they are all ready to sign. I hereby requesting you, Right Honorable, to make your closing remarks and guide the final practice of signing this agreement. Right Honorable, thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Your Eminence, ladies and gentlemen, since this is the first time we're having the media here, I think I better make a few clarifications. This process was government-led, and although representatives of the ministries that I mentioned earlier, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, UNBS, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, Ministry of Trade, who are the others? Although they are not represented today, they have fully participated in this process. And as I reported, I think in our last meeting, the president is fully briefed. He's happy to support this process, and he even undertook to fund some of the requirements for establishing the necessary infrastructure to make that certification possible. So that's point number one. Point number two, again, I had made this point, I think, several times in our meetings before. You see, people may be confused, and I know some who are confused. When they hear the kind of things you are saying, or I said, they think this is a Muslim thing. When it's true, halal is another term meaning permissible or lawful. You know, it refers, as I said in my introductory remarks, to the process of making food and other things, other consumables, conform to certain standards. Let's take beef as an example, because Rashid mentioned beef. We have been pushing for beef. And let me again, for the purpose of the public, just give the example of beef. Uganda, as you know, has about 15 million heads of cattle today. But if we went into the international market, we could quickly, and we have been working on this, we could quickly raise the cattle population to 100 million very easily. We now have about 15 million. The other year, the statistics I want to give you in order to make the point. The other year, actually when we visited Qatar, which year was it? 2020.
It was April 2023.
2023, last year.
Yeah, last year.
So in 2022, Uganda had exported beef worth $2 million United States dollars. This is a country of 15 million heads of cattle. Botswana, on the other hand, which has less cattle than Uganda, because that time when the survey was done, they had just under 8 million heads of cattle. But the same year when Uganda exported $2 million worth of beef, Botswana exported to EU alone, European Union alone, $138 million worth of beef. And they are the 9th biggest suppliers of beef to the European Union. And they export to other places. And you know, Botswana is high on the list of beef exporting countries in the world. Why? Because they conform to certain standards which don't exist here. So although they have less than 50% of the cattle we have, the population of our country is more than twice that of Botswana. Imagine we get $2 million, they get hundreds of millions of dollars from the same thing. And this is just beef, because halal, as I said before, as we all know, is not limited to just food and beverages. It applies to other products such as cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and personal care items, many of them. So Muslims follow the halal dietary guidelines in order to adhere to principles of their faith. But they are not the only beneficiaries, because I don't have the statistics, but I'll get it for you soon. These 15 million heads of cattle, what percentage is owned by Muslims? I don't think it is even 1%. I don't think so. So if we open this huge export market, like in the Middle East alone, because we have built the capacity of halal certification, who actually will be the main beneficiary? It's not the Muslims. It's the cattle farmers. And many of them may not be Muslims. Or look at other products. Who are the producers of these products? It's Muslims and non-Muslims. So this thing is not only about Muslims. No, it's about opening the gate of our products to this huge international trade, just of 4.1 trillion, which we mentioned the other day, but as His Eminence said, it's much more than that. This is only a fraction. So, the government is fully behind this, and we'll do whatever it needs to do to support the process, to make sure just been glancing through what I call the draft, and which you call the final.
Yes.
I think it's critical that in doing this, we are in conformity with Sharia, of course, which I assume you have taken care of, because you are the experts. But you must also conform to our national laws. It's critical that what we do conforms to our national laws as well, because that's why, for instance, UNBS is critical in this process. And you see, whereas in a country like Qatar, I keep talking about Qatar because we are targeting Qatar as a market. We have already made contact with them to support this process of expanding our cattle population and meeting the requirements. They have an organization which is not only recognized for halal, but by all other international bodies that demand conformity to standards. And our idea, I have not discussed this with you, but I discussed it with them in Doha. Our idea is to have our body here affiliated to them, so that you are not only recognized for halal or halal compliant countries, but even others as well, non-halal requirements or standards. So I think, although in this agreement we are not specific, I think in a way, by making reference to what I read somewhere in your terms of reference, that if you pay to what you call terms of reference, and we are talking about the terms or the responsibilities of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council, I suppose. You are saying it will serve as the Halal accreditation body, and that the standards will conform to what you have called US/OIC/SMIC 3:209-conformity assessment and all these. Well, I think we should have somewhere where all this is defined, but assumption is that in a way here you are conforming to the requirements of
You used to tell me that I don't make you happy. All that time you would be complaining. I'll call you every day, yeah yo, baby dondolo.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000 or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100*21# and select daily or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Poor families spend up to 25% of their household